internet.
That's good. That's good. That was great timing. That was a great laugh. It's not just Trusty Tony, say, being sold lemon cars or being made fun of for the numerous times in which his confidence and willpower are broken, or the fact that he doesn't have a suit. It's Dr. Franklin Knight who's selling him nothing but imports.
That fucking Nazi. I don't want your Volkswagens or your Porsches or whatever they're called.
The problem is that you keep buying them! Why do you keep buying them,
cars,
Tony?
after all.
Well, come on, the 911's a pretty nice car. It goes fast, it's got a mid-engine, and it's got a nice power-to-weight ratio. What? I really like European cars, actually. Trusty Tony doesn't, though.
But yes.
Exactly. Stay in character, motherfucker.
It ends up focusing basically on character belittlement. Especially over, the past month or so, flaws in Tony's personality end up calling back to the surface. Remember the time that people tried to stealth in that little town of Artesia to watch the cultists at work, and everyone else kept their composure except for Trusty Tony, who went, "Ah!" and ran out of the house? Yeah.
With everybody else sitting there staring at him like, what the fuck?
Hey, that worked out in the end.
Yeah, does everyone... Do you remember that? Because Tony does. Oh, man, does he.
And the horror of Myring in just his failures for the entire night results in another 6 points of essence loss.
I'll see you guys on the train to hell.
I think you mean the train to murder and crash in his sleep, because
Murder and crash. I don't think you know who Trusty Tony's gonna murder in their sleep.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Everyone.
You kind of already did murder Crash, so he's off the table.
Yes.
So, yeah, Trusty Tony is definitely below half his essence points. He feels numb. It is hard to elicit any strong emotional reactions from him. Mental tasks are performed at a -1 penalty. So Tony's even more irate than usual. Snappy. Snappy.
But will anyone notice?
They said you can't go below the bottom of the barrel.
I think the only person who would notice it even bother to care would actually be Eugene.
Yeah, and he'll actually ask Tony if he's feeling okay, sleeping okay.
Sleeping fine.
If and when he sees him.
Trusty Tony's probably just going to busy himself with stuff in his room. Unless someone's like, we need you.
Well, other than an advisement of, you probably shouldn't be alone, Trusty Tony will be left to do as he wants.
He's reckless.
The others, they understand that.
He doesn't have a suit. He's not whole.
As Riggs is seen adjusting the knob to Tony's door so the lock is on the outside.
That would stop Tony.
It kind of might. I don't think Tony's very strong.
I like how Tony has the
last time he kicked the door, he fell over holding his leg.
I remember session 1 ever so long ago.
And that was 27 sessions ago.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and how much has his strength increased in that time?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. You do you and I'll do me.
Yeah. You worry about your side of the aisle, and he'll worry about his.
Okay.
Alright. At any rate, another day ends up coming with that. 2 more life points are regained for everyone.
Yay, I'm no longer in pain.
So we've regained... During this session, we have now regained 2 nights worth of life points, right?
Yes. 4 essence.
Yeah.
Well, not 4 essence,
4
4
life points, yes.
Just making sure I wasn't...
Now that I'm not in
add
pain
more.
anymore, maybe Tony can get some sleep.
That's right.
It was just the bruises.
It was just all the bruises, the recent confidence being shook and whatever. But now Trusty Tony's totally got this.
Now we'll get some sleep. The hour of sleeping will be now.
So, in spite of sleeping on the roof, Potman's probably looking better than he has in weeks.
Yes, that is confirmed, for sure. Eugene actually, all the dark, haunted look to his eyes, that's actually somewhat dissipated.
Well, I mean, he's back to full endurance and essence. That's gone.
I know. Well, for him.
Right, now
gone.
he's just got the normal dark, haunted look.
That's right. But, the feeling that he's actually emotionally there and he can be engaged in a situation. Even think back to all those conversations with Zane that he had on the roof.
You mean he's doing well enough now to be aware of how despairingly bad his situation is?
Yep.
That's an improvement.
He's cognizant of the fact now.
In that case, another day ends up being cycled through. The first of the several passageways to wall off is actually successfully completed. The second actually ends up getting started. The concrete is several inches thick, so much so that, not even Jax thinks that the desiccation creature could just punch through that like he could apparently do a sheet metal. He hopes, anyway.
Keep punching through it.
If it can, I'm moving.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, see, at that point, we don't...
It can just
There's nothing we
keep
can do.
the fort. I'll go find another
It's
house.
just like, okay, you win. You win. You fucking
if
keep...
that foot
keep
can
for it.
punch, I'm out.
It's
I'm
like,
out.
how do you even get
foot
enough
punch
torque?
is called a kick.
No.
Shut the fuck up, Aaron.
All four of them will punch the same spot at the same time.
Or
and
there's
they'll
only
just
two left.
explode.
Yeah, you only
Yeah,
left the
that's true.
legs.
Yeah, you killed my suit in it as well. And my very soul.
Which
Man,
is
I wonder how many
especially
essence
why.
points.
Which is especially why Fletch isn't too concerned if Tony seems to be giving him evil looks.
I wonder how many essence points Tony will get back if he gets a new suit.
Good question. Find out next week.
Find out
Yes.
never. He's never getting a new suit.
Damn it.
He just gains 4 insanity.
Yeah, at a sanity meter. That'll totally be good for any of us.
The day ends up passing again. Food rations actually end up ticking positively, and there ends up being some special news attached to that. With Lance and Alfonso actually bringing back a few uninfected livestock animals that they managed to find in one of the isolated farms that the cows were still fucking eating as if nothing had fucking happened in their lives.
So
Although
we have
they were
milk?
being milked. There were 3 cows, and there was one pretty rough around the edges, but still alive in spite of everything. Horse.
Well, this is the end of the game.
And Fletch rides off into the sunset. Seriously, bye, Fletch.
So yeah, it's worth
I
noted
shoot
that
the other players and ride off.
it's worth noted that the NPCs don't really know how to they don't really have any sort of animal handling or tending expertise around them. Turns out that the person who was great with animals is now dead. So
A lot of agricultural skill didn't exist when we created the character.
so yes.
Does agriculture also
Yes.
include animal husbandry?
Yes, they're just lumped together.
Oh.
Yeah, how about that?
I was looking for a skill to be able to also have that back then, and it
Yep.
didn't exist.
So I guess that
Choo-choo.
Potman is going to be tending to,
Things are looking up.
Well, there's that, and it's not exactly an idea of where do we keep them, and then there's an idea of, well, maybe we could just kill them and turn them into food. We could probably make glue or some kind of thing out of the horse.
I'm going to officially decree that I'm spending my experience to proactively gain one agriculture that's only good for animals.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah,
You're
sure
just
it
gonna
does.
pet that horse a whole lot.
Okay.
Anyway, Eugene's going to suggest we keep them alive for as long as possible so that we can have, the milk and such, and only kill them if we actually run out of other food.
Okay.
I don't think he has that much of a say, but that's a suggestion.
Just make sure the rats can't get to them easily.
Yeah, that too.
Well, that's impossible.
How do you
so-
propose that?
Yeah, I've got no
Steal
clue.
them. in something. Just find a way.
We'll put them inside the yellow room.
Oh, that'll not end horribly.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have shit to really contain them, so it's,
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, 3 cows worth of meat is an astounding amount of rations if we actually ration it instead of giving people big steaks.
They aren't like the fullest and healthiest cows, but they're not infected. They haven't been bitten. They're still alive.
Yeah, I mean, even then, we're talking probably hundreds of pounds of meat per cow.
Cows are pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're even malnourished ones are
It's true.
a lot of
It'd
food.
be like killing a buffalo in Oregon Trail. You'd only carry back 200 pounds of meat.
Exactly.
that's why you kill 7 of them.
Because that helps you carry back more meat. You make a meat sled out of it. And
No, it gets rid of them so that the other survivors have a worse chance, you know.
Yes.
Increase your gold margins in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, you don't want people you can sell gold to getting to the west with you.
Nope.
So yes, that's a decision that needs to be made with you folks as player characters.
I agree with the keeping them alive for now.
We should keep them alive until we need them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, if and when we run out of other food, kill them immediately. Or one of them.
Pretty much. I mean, if we all of a sudden got that much meat that would, you know, start going bad, it's not exactly like we have freezers and freezers to fill it up. Like,
Much. We'd have to start drying it.
Well, for the time being, the cattle end up slowing the amount of rations lost, taking it from 39 per day to 36 per day.
That's better than nothing.
And if the cows actually manage to become healthier and better tended and better fed, it's like a Harvest Moon game, then maybe they can actually produce more milk for you.
If they'll let him, Potman will take care of them.
Why don't you make an agriculture skill check?
Attached to which attribute?
Let's see here. I think that would be intelligence, but allow me to check.
Okay.
I would say intelligence, yes.
And I'm going to spend a fate point on this.
No.
okay,
No,
you
wrong
spend
game.
it. Nothing happens.
Okay, well, with 2 level successes, you are actually able to calm down the cattle, who might have panicked a little given the changes in their surroundings and situation, but as it turns out, they're pretty dumb. And so long as they continue to eat, they will be content with their situation. 'Cause
It's
they don't
like you're
know
describing Potman.
what's in Eugene's soul.
Panic and a desire to eat.
Tell me more!
In that order. Soon to be replaced by panicked desire to eat.
Alright. Anyway, the night ended up coming there. Trusty Tony continues to go through his own sort of quagmire of self-doubt and destruction because, God help him, he can't fucking roll a damn a check to succeed on one of these willpower things to save his life.
Literally.
Literally.
You know, Trusty Tony has just been so unshakable over his life. Now it's just like imagining his life if he didn't succeed in becoming a used car salesman, if he had just failed at the job and no one wanted to buy his cars.
What would I have become then?
If he wasn't trusty enough to convince anyone to buy his lemons. Like, what if Eugene hadn't been around to consistently buy his cars for pot purposes?
I'd find another whale.
That's just it. What if you
Well,
couldn't?
huh?
What if you were brought to court and charged with all manners of fraudulent criminal activity, and the
Accurate
jury
charges.
didn't believe you?
I plead no contest.
There we go, and that's how the nightmare goes. Trusty Tony incarcerated.
And all
Me
the
and J-
people,
Me
all
and
the
Jill
other
don't
people,
agree.
and all the other people in jail are people that he convinced to buy crappy cars.
Well, this is gonna end badly.
Oh no!
He builds a cigarette merchant empire.
Holy fuck, these numbers, they're so high.
It's a no-smoking prison.
Trusty Tony loses 5 essence.
Yeah, I still get 1. It's all you need, really.
Absolutely snowing through essence. At 1 or 0 essence, the victim falls into a deep depression. All tasks and tests suffer a -3 penalty, and it's difficult to concentrate or care about anything.
Not leaving my room today. Just
Gonna
gonna
stay in bed.
stay right here.
You hear the sound of machinery?
No, can't even get the sound of machinery going. Brings no
I
joy
don't-
to me.
I
Tony
imagine.
sits up. Go ahead.
I imagine as this progresses, where first he basically secludes himself and everybody else is saying we should stick together, and now it seems like he's not even really getting up or doing anything. This looks
door
really
locked?
good for Tony.
Did
You
you
go
lock
to hell and you die?
He can't lock the entire 7th floor.
Yeah, I mean, he's tried.
He sits up, reaches over to grab his suit jacket, and there's no suit jacket. And then the realization sets in, and he lies back down.
Yes. That's a total of 6 life points gained this session.
Woo.
Trusty Tony's not doing or feeling so well from an emotional and mental standpoint. His entire Trusty foundation is no longer trusty. It's been shaken.
I might just be Tony.
just be Tony?
Yes.
He's not Tony.
Don't
without the
talk
suit.
that way.
It's too late, Aaron. It's already happened.
Trusty Tony isn't left alone entirely. Occasionally he'll have someone like Zane or even Riggs like peek in on like the 7th floor just to check to make sure that he's still
There.
there.
By peek in, you mean Riggs walks up there holding a gun.
It's in his hand. It's not
Uh-huh.
pointed. It's
I
in
was
his
not.
hand.
I was not making a joke. Like that's the only way I would imagine Riggs doing it.
Yeah, that's the only way I'd approach a person who now has a reputation for being alone by himself. For
After
extended
being
periods of
alone
time.
is revealed to be the worst thing you can do.
And hell, Trusty Tony's even done that before. He's like, I'm just gonna jury rig it.
I'm just fucking
Yeah,
yes.
but now,
But he was
After-
doing things.
after Missy,
Right.
Yeah.
The situation changed.
Yeah, but I wasn't having dreams about desiccation or anything like that. It's just stuff. Don't worry about
That's
it.
an oddly specific thing to mention when nobody brought it up.
I know,
Yeah.
like, Riggs is like, how are you? I'm just having an oddly specific dream.
I'm
Hey,
not
Tony,
dreaming
how's
about
it going?
desiccation. If
Totally
that's
not
what you're
dreaming.
asking.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you saying?
What are you?
Does
What do you
Tony
think
end up mentioning that to either Zane or Riggs whenever they walk in to check to
To
see?
Zane, not to Riggs, because this is better that way.
Alright. Well, then Zane will go, ah. What do you mean?
What are you asking?
Just having dreams, failure. What if I had become a used car salesman? Getting arrested, going into jail, being beaten up by people who hate me. Yeah?
Zane, like, reaches over for, like, his radio.
Trusty Tony just shrugs.
Zane goes, so Tony's having dreams, everyone.
Yeah, what's different? Everyone dreams.
He's having dreams about failure and, like, what if he hadn't become a used car salesman? Is that a thing?
Well,
For a used car salesman like me, that's the worst thing.
Does Potman have a radio? Because he didn't for a while there. That's a valid question.
No, I would say that he got it back due to the fact that there have been 2 deaths recently, so...
He acquired one.
He got the gear back.
This whole inability to call for help kind of mattered.
It really did. Yeah. All right, so Potman will mention over the radio, hey, my nightmares were about not saving my grandma.
That's a real fear, though.
Yeah.
I'm Trusty Tony. There's no way I could fail. Could I?
That is such character growth that we've even gotten to a situation where he can ask that question.
I can't.
Like, that it's even a thing that he could articulate.
And it not immediately get dismissed. Like, nah.
I'll be fine.
Uh-huh. Just fine, huh?
Zane's on the radio like, I'm gonna go back to the roof now. Just wanted to see whether that was his thing.
Bye, Zane.
Zane goes back to the roof.
Listen, I'm getting sleep. I'm not killing myself.
Well, is he still talking on the radio, or is he just talking to himself?
Yes?
I don't think either would be a good sign.
So he's talking to the radio and talking to himself. There you go.
Okay, so he's talking into the radio, but not to anyone.
Yes.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, great sign.
Well, Potman will note...
I wish I had a new suit.
The only reason I wasn't getting sleep is because I was intentionally staying awake.
And you see where that got you, Potman. You have to be a man about these things. You gotta just push forward and deal with them.
Just ignore them and deny it.
Just ignore them and let them bottle up inside of you like a little firecracker.
Like a festering wound.
Are you bottling?
From within.
Am I bottling it up? Probably.
Rig says, we might have to start keeping a watch on Tony. I don't want another repeat of what happened with Eugene happening.
Yeah, seriously, that'd be bad.
Horrible.
Listen, most of the doors are already locked here. I don't know which ones are unlocked. Or do I? I don't remember.
There aren't that many doors. Our army salvage has stripped, like, so many things out of these bases, although it's certainly possible that doors could have been found elsewhere on Fort Drake and installed. And that might have happened during all those weeks of downtime. When you weren't working on cars, you were working on doors.
That doesn't sound like a thing.
Doesn't sound like Tony did that.
Doors
on cars?
Sure, whatever. Watch me if you must. Whatever.
I'm only going to be doing cool stuff anyway.
I'm only going to be... Yeah, whatever.
Zane says in the room, well, maybe we should have Eugene watch him. There's a pause.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Zane.
Yeah, that's really dumb, Zane.
Oh, I thought, since you two were like friends and would know each other so well, you'd be able to identify if something was going wrong.
Listen,
yeah.
Unless
the bad stuff starts setting in with me again, and then neither of us have good judgment or something.
Listen, if I wanted to start murdering people, Potman probably couldn't stop me.
That is also true.
Yeah.
That sounded really morbid. I'm apologizing.
Jack says on the radio, I see no problem with this situation.
Self-correcting problem.
I'm going to take a nap now.
Didn't you just take a nap?
What time is it?
It's like 11 in the morning.
I guess you could call that a nap. Might want to get something to eat first, and then I'll come back and take a nap. Nah,
he is eating.
I don't feel like it. I'm not hungry. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
You're not exactly sleepy either. Like, attempting to induce sleep will just have Trusty Tony staring at the roof. The ceiling.
God, depression sucks. This is really boring.
Yup.
Depression is so boring.
This is the worst thing ever.
It's
Jordan
so boring,
2015.
I'm gonna kill myself.
God damn it.
But first, everyone else's self.
How did Potman handle
That sounds
this?
like a lot of work.
He didn't.
I'm just gonna stare at the ceiling here for another couple hours. see if I get the motivation to do anything.
It's like one of those fucking games, like say like Cataclysm, where you're just like fucking waiting there for hours and to be like lights so you can read or something.
Time Magazine. Man of the Year. George Clinton. Yes, George Clinton.
Well, that happened.
I don't even know who George Clinton is, but he's the Man of the Year, apparently.
Oh, yes. Yes. Interesting.
You don't know who George Clinton is?
I know who George Clinton is, but I was going to try to say Bill Clinton.
Or George Clooney. It just turned into George Clinton.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, because apparently Jeffrey Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, was the Man of the Year that year.
Really?
George Clinton.
So it says, 99.
George Clinton, founder and CEO of Nile Incorporated. Interesting.
No, it's not really interesting.
He's not trustworthy enough.
Wow.
Jax ends up rolling exceptionally well for this particular day, on day 4, as such that the second passageway has been fully blockaded off with the concrete setting in. So, ever so long ago, I do believe I said it was 7 of those main passages. Then all the little smaller, like, doorways that could be blocked, they could be blocked off to prevent access to even those rooms. And thankfully, with you guys raiding a construction company, as you do, and bringing back lots of stuff as being hauled by a helicopter, as you do, there's still enough material to keep going at it. That remains to be seen whether you folks want to spend yet another day sort of continuing to help this Concrete Fest. I don't know if you guys have any other plans that you wish to act upon.
How many days of food do we have left?
10.
We need food.
Plus maybe...
Right, now that we have the cows.
Basically 11. Almost 11.
Now that we have the
cows
we can always slaughter and eat them, but... We should probably...
It seems like trying to keep them alive is the better long
for
term.
sure. That's why we should probably try and get food.
Yeah.
Before then.
It's just a matter of how long we want to rest before going out and risking ourselves.
Yeah. Let's see. How many life points have we healed up now?
6.
6. Okay, so I'm up to 18. Yeah, Potman's doing okay.
I would be happy with like 3 more days before we go out. But if others want to go out now, I'm also fine with that.
Oh man, we really might have to get Tony a suit. He is not in a good way.
Actually, yeah, so Potman's gonna put it out there. Any ideas on where we might look for food?
There's that school.
Okay.
That was one place we were going to look and never got to. Now, is the health department, is that like a hospital, or is it more like offices?
It's more like offices. It's not an actual hospital.
So there's the school.
So whenever you also flew by in the helicopter that last time, it looked really worse for wear.
Yeah. But I mean, if zombies broke in, they're not going to be eating all the green beans.
Not really green beans in the health department.
That's why I was asking if it was a hospital, because then it would have a cafeteria.
No, just offices.
So basically the only place we know of that would likely have stuff, or could, would be the high school. Which is in, North Frederick there. Northern. Whatever.
Has Ace been out over Frederick lately to tell us exactly how bad it still is?
No, he's been on the roof with Zane, so Zane's not alone on the roof.
Last we saw, which was several days ago, it was being overrun from the east.
Yes, more and more zombies were coming in on the, basically on I-70, just trudging along that way.
Well, at least it's the Ratsy.
And zombies were fanning out as a result from Frederick in all directions. Including, heading east on I-70, so you have zombies fucking running into each other.
Then traffic hasn't improved.
Traffic has not improved.
Just want to imagine one of the big zombies just bumping into a pile of smaller ones.
I'm picturing them have a West Side Story, snap off.
That's exactly what happens.